Next thing on our agenda, I want to introduce, because we're all new board members, I want to introduce the board members. Starting from Kahava Kahana, Didi Lads. Koolauloa, we have Kwete Matun. And Aula, we get Donnie here. And who else? Oh, Richard Laie, who's the vice chairman. And Moana, who's the treasurer, also from Hawaii. In Laie, we have 4 seats. John Alcantin, Coach K, Norman Coach K, Les Stewart, and Kalamila, who's the secretary. And then from Kahuku, we have 2 seats in Kahuku. My buddy, Jimmy Lenari, and my name is Unedited Marshall, I'm the chair. I want to give the protocol before we get started so everybody understands. By the way, if you wish to speak, go at the table there, and there's 2. One is for signing that you're present at this meeting, and the other one is that you want an opportunity to speak. So, if you wish to speak, you need to sign in. We're giving you 3 minutes to speak so that we can get as many speakers speak tonight. We're basing our meeting on a time limit, so it's important that everybody try to cooperate with us. Now, for those who, because of the time limit, for those who do not and wish to speak but couldn't because of the time constraint, we're suggesting that you write your question or your comments on a piece of paper, put your name on, and submit them to either the table there or give them to the secretary, Kalamila. And for the accessibility. Beg your pardon? We have accessibility for a person to get that right. Yes. Yes. So you make sure you put your name on. Then what's going to happen? We're going to turn over your question or your comments or your whatever over to the Laie Envision team, and they would respond. And at our next neighborhood board meeting, we'll have it available for you to pick up. Okay? At this time, I'm going to turn over the meeting to my vice chairman, who's going to conduct the presentation and the question and answer period. After that, he's going to turn the meeting back over to me. Okay?
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Richard Laie, and I'll be conducting the presentation portion of the meeting. I don't know if the Chair mentioned it already, but speakers who have signed in to speak will be limited to only 3 minutes. We would like to move through as many people as possible. At this time right now, we would like to turn over the time to the Envision Laie team for their presentation. If they're ready right now, you can.
Mr. Chair and fellow board members, on behalf of the Laie Community Association and the community of Laie, we welcome you to our community for this special called board meeting. We also welcome our community, our friends, and those that have come from far. We welcome you to our community. My name is Pani Miatoa. I'm the president of the Laie Community Association, and we have been working with the Envision Laie team. We will go through this presentation as quickly as we can, making sure that you understand all of the data that has been presented, and I understand we have a question and answer after the presentation. This is the presentation outline that we will follow. I will be taking care of the first part. Gretchen, coming from Heart and Mind Strategies, will follow me. She will then be followed by President Stephen Wheelwright from the Brigham Young University Hawaii campus. And then President Juan Orgio from the Polynesian Culture Center will follow. After which Eric Beeler, the president of Hawaii Reserves, will follow. And I understand that I will be closing up the presentation at the end. Can everyone hear me in the back? No? Can you hear me now? Sounds like a commercial. Okay, this is the request that Envision Laie team is asking for. We're asking, first of all, to reserve land for BYU Hawaii's growth. The second, we want to designate land in the Malaikahana area for housing to address the pent-up demand and to allow growth for BYU Hawaii campus, the Polynesian Culture Center, and the community. Growth that would help us become sustainable. Per our community workshops, we've had an average of over 60 units a year. We'd also like to increase the units from 550, which we currently have in the plan, to 1,200 units. We'd like to designate land for the Polynesian Culture Center's growth and designate land for village centers in Laie and in the Malaikahana area. We'd like to connect the communities with the restored Kane Hall Road. Those of you that participated in the workshops that we had, I think everyone utilized those existing Kane Hall roads. We realized the traffic on the Cam Highway, and everyone agrees to keep traffic off of the highway as much as possible. So the Kane Hall Road gives us that opportunity. And also to create pedestrian and bike path network and recreational opportunities. The Laie Community Association Board was involved and participated in the community input. An unprecedented community showing of support, as you see tonight, has come to the workshops and has taken part in the surveys that have gone forth. And the surveys confirm 4 things. First of all, in our region, that it's economically depressed. The second is that the area is becoming a second home market for those who don't live here. For most of us, if you look at your neighbors to the right, to the left, in the front of you or in the back, most of them are renting their homes. They don't own their homes. Our community is becoming a market for a second home. And families are being driven out of the area. A lot of us have children. My son, a year ago, moved to California so that he could get a house, so that he could get a job that would support his family. And our community depends on the continued existence and viability of BYU Hawaii and the Polynesian Culture Center. This slide shows the household income. If you look by this red circle over here, it's showing us that 10% of those that live in the Koolauloa area can afford a home that is $600,000 or more. So if there is 100 people in this room, only 10 of you will be able to afford a home in this area. And hence we have the second home market. In the Koolauloa home sales, this shaded area on the top represents the sales that have been sold to Koolauloa residents. If you notice, in 2000 to 2008, it has decreased from 79% to 47%. And the sales to other people in Hawaii and to the mainlanders has increased. And this has all come to play because of our economically depressed area. Overcrowding in our current situation. The highlighted area on the top represents more than one occupant per room. And it really represents the households in our community that have 1, 2, or 3 families living in the same home. If you look here, Laie and the Koolauloa area, Laie has 34%, which is greater than Eva Beach, Honolulu, Wahiawa. Waianae is the closest that comes to us, is 30%. And on the Koolauloa area as a whole, we're at 25%. So that means 34 to 25% as a whole in the Koolauloa area. We are all pent up in one house. Each house has more than 1, 2, 3 families in there. Our public schools, being disadvantaged economically, affects us in our schools. The state average is 41%. Now, this percentage here represents students that qualify for free or reduced lunch, and students from households with incomes below 130% of the federal poverty level. Our high school here, we have 46%. Kauku Elementary is 59%. Laie Elementary is 61%. And Haula Elementary is 64%. We are way above the state average. This chart shows that the LDS Church provides approximately 20% of all the jobs in the Koolauloa area. And in Laie, it provides 69 or close to 70% of the jobs. This is how dependent we are in Laie and in the Koolauloa area on the sustainability of BYU Hawaii and the Polynesian Culture Center, more so the BYU Hawaii. And if you notice, looking at this map, if we did not have those economic engines in our community, all of our people will be driving out of the community to get jobs. I work in the construction industry. I'm on the road at 5 in the morning, the latest, and there's a lot of traffic. But if there were no jobs here for most of our residents, that traffic would look like Eva Beach. We're one way in and one way out. There's no other way to come in and out of our communities.